I'll ask you the question, Ken, that I asked you almost 3 hours ago before this hearing took place this morning, or before it began. You called yesterday the hearings extravagant and political. You said so far these hearings have not revealed a crime. Did anything change in the last couple of hours?
Yes, because we've gotten closer to the president, but just for the reasons you identified, the president may have covered himself by saying no quid pro quo, the record is muddled. So we have Gordon Sondland's understanding. It doesn't look good for the president substantively, but I want to make a different point. The chairman began with essentially pulling out the Richard Nixon articles of impeachment, figuratively speaking, and he pointed to the third article, contempt. Contempt in the sense of you've stood in the way of this investigation. I thought that was very intriguing. Point two, then Ambassador Sondland spoke vehemently and bitterly about his lack of access to records to help him. Then thirdly, the very first questions from Mr. Goldman went exactly to obstruction. You have not had the ability to refresh your recollection, you're not a note taker, and so forth. So we already have one article of impeachment, and the third article of impeachment in the Richard Nixon situation is very clear, it's very succinct, it's very well done. That just got drawn up today, thanks to Ambassador Sondland saying it's not a complaint now by the House chairman or anyone on this committee. It is from the witness himself. And he was, I thought, quite bitter and almost impassioned with respect to I have been stymied. So we have now a process crime, contempt of Congress, contempt of the House in the course of its impeachment. Now, what's the response to that? We don't recognize this. It was not proper. It was not authorized through a proper vote of the House, et cetera. This is a House, not Judiciary Committee, et cetera. So there are responses to it, but I think that's one of the takeaways from this morning.
Where does that lead you, Ken?
It leads me that there will be articles of impeachment. I think we've known that. I think it was just confirmed today. And then substantively, what we heard from the chairman just now is it's over. We now know, I mean, this is his position. We now know that the president, in fact, committed the crime of bribery to something of value. That's litigable, but I think the articles of impeachment are being drawn up if they haven't already been drawn up. And so it depends, will it be bipartisan and so forth. So this obviously has been one of those bombshell days.